Alright, so, greetings, welcome everyone to session 1. Sadly, we are not in full party. I have no idea what's going on with Derp. If he wakes up and joins midway, that's fine by me. But because Cap has to leave earlier, I wanted to start with him, do scenes with him. So, as a sort of introduction for the characters into the world. So, apologies for cutting the banter off, but we are on a little time crunch. Here, at least for the first segment. But despite that, are there any actually important bookkeeping, mechanical, technical questions in regards to the campaign before we jump into the actual roleplay?
Nope.
I'm ready.
I believe I'm good.
I've been vibrating for weeks.
Oh.
Alright, as a note,
TMI.
phrasing, as a note, I do have ideas for where characters begin as a starting introductory scene. If you have any veto or any other idea, feel free to, raise your hand, but I won't say it, but interrupt me, interject if you have a better idea, because I'm probably mentioned it before, but to Monk as well, I'm a firm believer that, there's only one DM, but there are 5 players in this case, and 5 heads can think of better ideas than one. So just mentioning that beforehand. Also, apologies, I was feeling better, I'm still feeling good, but when I was DMing the previous session, I started getting more cough because of the, guess I'm starting to use the voice more. Anyways, let us begin and jump into the scene as we greet the City of Hope once again. For some of you, it's a well-known place, both in character, out of character. For some of you, it's a new place, out of character. But this, either recently or for a while, has been your home. One of the last, or for most people, it is a firm belief that this is the last center of civilization. That despite the harsh reality of the world outside that has been devoured by darkness, where death awaits at every corner beyond the light protected walls, there is still hope existing within the city. After all, it is called this City of Hope. And in it, 6 months after the dramatic events unfolding beneath the city, we find the heroes and servants of Nightwatch in one of their usual days. As for Ibrahim, as we begin with him, I would imagine that in an usual day, if Ibrahim is not with Dolan, because sure, you are a body cup duo, but I imagine you are not fucking Siamese twins, you are not conjoined at the hip, and there are times where you are operating separately, or have a spare free time if there are no investigations going. I imagine we are seeing Ibrahim at one of the training grounds.
Yeah. I was going to go with volunteers at a child's school, but training ground also works.
There's not many schools. I think there's only one.
I mean, there can be education just because it wasn't a focus in the past. I mean, I'm pretty sure there is some sort of education other than the Order of Blood Hunters. It just wasn't really an issue or focus in the previous campaign.
Training area works better. You just see, if you're passing by, you just see Ibram just kind of sparring with dummies because nobody wants to spar with him anymore. Because
actually, there is someone that actually spars with you.
Is there really?
I assume,
Yes, there's someone who can.
yes, I assume your unarmed attacks do not count as magical weapons, right?
No.
Alright, so let me present to you your sparring partner and someone that is very enthusiastic at going at you, and actually someone you can go, I say wild, but go ham on techniques because of their damage.
Natural resilience.
Yeah, natural resilience.
Mhm.
This is
Boy.
truly the Alien versus Predator class bar moment.
There's my boy.
Yes, as the town has Dugan, the friendly werebear that actually you would know that because, well, he's part of the Night Watch. To be more specific, Dugan is the leader and basically he trains a heavy shock unit or heavy infantry shock
Heavy
unit
infantry.
of the town. So you are going at it, and if anyone were to observe you from the outside, how you train and gauge your fighting style, what they would see. I'm not talking mechanics wise, but like fluff wise, how would you explain your character fighting, Cap?
For the most part, the way he fights and works is that if he's using a weapon, he's always getting in as close as possible, which feels weird, because most people are akin. Most people in like a normal watch situation would try to use spears for the distance. The reason why is if they pay close enough attention, there's a trunk that's jabbing in and out in the midst of the fight, looking for a place to get a hold of the creature he's fighting, in an attempt to basically snake wrap it around the neck to put it in a stranglehold or grapple for all intents and purposes. And he fights pretty almost barbaric like, but there is a training sense around him, and he can use most weapons. He seems very he kind of every time you walk by, there's a different weapon in his hand without fail, just training, and he just hits real hard. So sometimes if he say a critical hit happens, you can hear it throughout the training hall as if it's a drum being hit by a very large mallet. That would be the best way to describe it.
Yeah, the sound carries through, even though I like initially envisioned that maybe not all of them, but most training areas are like open ground beneath the sky. But maybe there are some indoors as well.
Well, I'm assuming that even though it's open ground, that there are buildings surrounding.
Yeah,
them.
I mean, yeah, it's quite tight infrastructure, so
That's why I figured it would still reverberate.
that makes
So.
yeah. There's still like a reverberation. Cool beans. Just to see as a idle gauge. Your call, your choice. What you want to roll? You can roll just flat strength check. You can roll athletics, or you can roll your basic attack roll to basically gauge
with a
how.
weapon.
I mean, just your modifiers, really. To basically gauge
yeah.
how well this training session is going for you.
I feel like this would be better for athletics. Why? Well, it's going well. He's very athletic.
Yep. Yeah, obviously you are utilizing your size advantage. You are stronger than Dugan, but the werebear is
That other trick.
yeah, trying his best to figure out something more. As you take a break, he times good fight, Ibrahim. Good fight. It's always nice going up against you, it's not often I can really try to figure out how to fight against larger opponent. You know, not in actual life and death combat.
I've started speaking. Well, Dugan, you haven't quite seen me at my biggest yet, but maybe one day. Very good spar. As he breathes heavily, I'm not.
Yeah,
able
it's
to,
alright.
And he goes, I can't wait to spar with you again, but I believe at this time, the duty calls.
Well, make sure that, well, you do not go large and... Well, you know, most of the city is not built for even bigger folks than you, so, you know.
Yeah. Only when necessary, Dugan, only when necessary. Then he clasps hand with Dugan.
Yeah, we are doing the
meme.
The Predator handshake. Either that or the one from Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, that one is also fitting.
Alright. So yeah, I'm gonna ask like after the sparring is done, does Ibrahim usually starts looking for his cob buddy? Or
what?
Our co-op buddy.
cop
co-op.
buddy, like
Cop buddy, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I
buddy.
basically imagine you and Dolan as like that buddy cop duo, like Starsky and
We
Hutch.
really are, yeah.
I would pick up donuts before I went, or like
I
whatever
don't know
would
if
be
donuts exist.
or whatever would be the equivalent.
There was
of
a bakery.
pastry.
Fried
Remember?
pastries of some kind, yes.
Whatever would be the equivalent of Night Watch's favorite pastry.
Yeah, there is a baker. And Ibrahim probably wouldn't really care, or maybe you can decide otherwise, but basically to anyone that would be visiting that bakery, it would be apparent that no one orders it, but there is a specific pastry that the baker always prepares. I want to say it in the morning, but it's not how it works here. At a specific point of like when the pulse happens, there's a pastry prepared and being put on the counter. No one orders it. No one needs to pay for it. Sometimes someone takes it, someone not. But yeah, he always does that with looking somewhat sad when no one takes it.
Because Ibram is an inherently kind soul, deep down under his southern draw and lack of intellect, he will take it every single time he visits this bakery out of kindness if it's there.
All right. Yeah. It wasn't clear. That was the pastry that Silas usually took. Yeah, and the baker itself is up.
Bring out the funny little guy. There he is.
I love him. That's why I
Yes.
visit this bakery, not because of the bakery, but because of him. I can't help it. He's so small, my brain it explodes every time. As Ibram. He just can't handle how small it is. It's not as small as a rat, so he doesn't have like his random inherent fear of small rodents with him. But it's just kind of like it's just on that line where his brain is just like, man, child.
How so small?
Exactly.
Tiny.
Exactly. He just can't handle. His brain just can't bear it. It's amazing.
Yeah, like mechanics wise, he doesn't have a character sheet, but I imagine he's still medium, but on like the lower end spectrum of medium.
He's like 4'2".
It just shocks him every time he sees a very small adult. He will constantly offer this baker a growth potion, saying, "You should steroid up, brother."
You need to put on some pounds, brother. Your bones are so weak. Dolan's like 5'5".
Yeah, I imagine at first those suggestions were met with indignation, like, but then it's like the baker probably realized that, oh, I mean, like he's still not accepted, but he kind of understands Ibram a little bit more, and it's like a little bit endearing. It's less like, it's not condescending. It's not like, oh, I'm dealing with an idiot. It's like, I mean. He gets from where Ibrahim
He
is
actually
coming
is
from.
trying to help, yeah.
He's grasping that Ibrahim means nothing ill by it and is only a kind soul.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was getting about with more convoluted use of words, I suppose, on my end. Alright. With all that done,
Is there coffee in the town? Is that a thing? Is there like a caffeinated beverage of some kind?
I'm mostly trying to remember if it was declared in the first season or not, but
I think the only drink we had was like alcohol.
I mean, I don't remember if I gave like a clear ruling or not, but there definitely was a tavern, sort of. And there was definitely like a alcohol usage. Like, you definitely have alcohol. Considering everything that happened, there are quite a few people that are drinking. Although they try not to drink on the
Watch.
on the watch, yeah.
Well, I would only ask because I was like pastry and coffee, but no, I just bring bland water with me.
What about breakfast mead? What the fuck?
Is breakfast mead? Wait, no, you're right. Breakfast mead. I bring breakfast mead. And I think at this point, I would probably make my way directly to my friendly neighborhood, Starsky.
Alright. Yeah, by the way, like, if you think that it is like makes sense in the world fluff for something to exist, like I don't specify every single lifestyle possibility. So if you think that, hey, coffee like might exist in this world, I am.
Well, if you can't,
Coffee is so fucking intensive.
yeah,
I don't know if
takes
it
so
would.
much effort to grow that because there
It
really
takes so
isn't
much
any
land
real,
too.
isn't any real way to get sun and or land at this point. Coffee is a commodity that they have decided
Yeah.
to live without.
I mean, it's also not as easy to grow as wheat and barley, so
Yeah, corn or something like that.
yeah, or potatoes. So
Yeah, something simple that they can just grow a lot of and not worry about it.
And they can at least get honey as long as they put bees in the growing room. So mead probably still exists.
Yeah.
I would take breakfast mead and some pastries.
Yeah. Plus, even though there's like no suns to be specific, there's a lot of light from the trees.
Fair enough.
It was something as a like reminder also to the season 1 players that how it was described is that when you were leaving town and like going on the expeditions beyond City of Hope, it was definitely felt like it was getting colder. Not only in terms of temperature, but also like general vibe feel. But it's, well, the Tree of Light is not fire, but there's some sense of warmth being given. Right. So, Ibrahim, as you'll be reaching Dolan, I imagine by this point in time you have worked together enough that you have more or less figured out the daily routine and you will not have much issue finding one another. And Dolan is... It's up to you if Ibrahim will notice or not, but Dolan has something recent being put on his mind. As Dolan was informed recently that there seem to be some discrepancies in the mining ledges in terms of what is being mined in terms of like light crystals, and what is being, actually in the storage area. Basically, comparing the numbers, it's not super big, but some stuff doesn't add up.
Well, Dolan would probably be at headquarters. He wakes up really, really early in the morning, quote unquote morning. But he wakes up really early when most of the city is asleep. And will like go and meditate near the tree. And you'll see like the light from the tree kind of reflect off his skin because he is divine sorcerer as well as wizard. And afterwards he'll go to headquarters, and you'll probably find him in front of a like freaking thread with needle board where he's connected like different witnesses. Like very stereotypical detective. Definitely a lot of notes shoved everywhere, and he's just kind of considering it. He's probably in his office or whatever small cramped room they've been able to put his stuff.
Oh my gosh. Does that mean that every time I come to visit you, I'm just like shoulders just touching the
Depends
ceiling
on
head
what-
on?
Depends on what kind of room they've given me.
Please.
Yeah.
I leave that detail completely up to you.
Okay, Callie, you get to determine how uncomfortable I am.
What
in your
is
office.
I
more
think-
funnier / more interesting / whatever else you determine to be the best course of action, the best choice?
I think that his office is cramped, but his corkboard has wheels, so he just rolls it out.
When I walk
Every
in,
time you come in, yeah, he just rolls out into the center.
and I just, whenever I walk in, I'm just like, Detective, I bring pastry and mead.
I just see like chest down from you from the door, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yes.
And
this
she'll
is perfect.
see Dolan be like, Ibram. You'll see him like stand up, and he unlocks the wheels on the corkboard and starts moving it. It's like, all right,
Lovely.
come on.
I'm just
Make
gonna
way.
punch down and like turn sideways. My shoulder will go through, and then my head, and then my other shoulder, and then I'll hand him the pastries and attempt to stand up as much as possible before sitting in an impossibly small stool in the center of the room behind where the corkboard was rolled away from.
He'll take the pastries and he'll be like, oh, thank you, I haven't eaten yet. Perfect. He never eats breakfast anyway.
It's why I bring it to you, because I've noticed that you were emaciated due to your lack of breakfast.
He's thin anyway. Here, I'll post his art. He's very thin.
Very fair. He's very thin, which is why I bring you breakfast. He's like, I know you don't eat breakfast, so I bring pastry every day.
And through eating his pastry, he's like, okay, these are our witnesses, and like takes a bite. He's like,
Are we?
going through all of this, even though you don't really understand it, it's more so just for him to have it in his head.
I just imagine whenever you call them witnesses, you call them the don't bonk people. Don't hit them. We question.
These are people we need to question. Please don't injure them.
Okay, but what if they run?
Still don't injure them. Just grab them without hurting them, please.
He looks at his hands.
Trip them? Can you trip them?
I can. Yes.
Perfect.
Yes, I can trip them.
That will be perfect. You see me writing in notes.
Oh my god.
We're gonna have a busy day today. We just got a new case.
Oh, good thing I brought more breakfast mead, and he pulls out another drink.
Indeed,
Nolan,
we'll
you-
need it today.
Apologies for interrupting. You can give me either flat intelligence check, or wisdom check, or investigation skill check. Your call.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 2 on the dice.
Are you kidding me? You room smarter than you
Alright.
today, detective.
You can see that this is gonna be a tedious case, especially considering how many people are working at the mines, through how many hands, how many layers there are for the for the resource to be processed, the entire logistics train. It will be a well, Dolan probably doesn't use that language, but it's gonna be a bitch to deal with.
Yeah, he's like, we're gonna get our steps in today.
Yeah, there's
He's just
definitely
gonna
gonna
look
be
at you and say, "I never meet my step goal."
Well, you
You
will
always-
today. We're gonna do some cardio, okay?
Yes, and he flexes his legs.
He nods and smiles.
Alright. As you will be preparing to leave for the case, either you will hear about it, or you will from someone, or you will hear it, or perhaps your path will take you there, but there will be a commotion going on nearby the one of the gates of the inner district. And considering that you haven't seen either Captain or Protector, I mean the Protector, sorry, for Captain Tom. Actually, yeah, probably through the pipeline and rumor mill would be information that, oh hey, both of them are at the gate where some sort of commotion is happening.
At that point, Dylan would have taken out his steed, which is a draft horse. His name is Tyr. He's like a gray dappled, dark colored draft
I
horse.
always
see a
have
tear
fruit for
again.
Tyr. I always have fruit for Tyr without failure.
He loves sugar cubes too.
Sugar not good. Sugar means no
And
muscle.
I think Tyr would be one of the few animals that's around your height, because he's like 9 feet something. It's like a huge fucking horse. It's very funny seeing tiny Dolan on him. Yeah.
Like a child riding a normal
Yeah.
horse.
It's like an actual like what's it called? Like a plow, like a normal plow horse that you'd see.
I just imagine that sometimes when it's an especially long day and you're very tired, you're like, please put me on the horse.
Some days he'll just get on Tyr and just say go home, and Tyr will just kind of go.
This is amazing.
He just knows.
I love this.
Alright.
Clydesdale, that's the word I did. He's a Clydesdale. He's a huge
Oh,
fucking horse.
The biggest horse.
Right. As you
So they'd be approaching the gate.
move out, let us cut away to a little while earlier. Another person, Raikomo. As well, I had two ideas bouncing between either of them where we would usually find and see Raikomo. One of them is that Raikomo would usually, I would suspect, imagine, you can correct me if I'm wrong, that he assists in tending to the gardens that Pastor has. Or the different option I had, where Raikomo can be usually seen, is contemplating / meditating at one of the trees of light.
I'm cool with
Bro.
the former, so him following Pastor around and stuff. Tend to the gardens.
Yeah. Especially since lately you do have a little bit more work than usual, as research finally allowed to the City of Hope finally allowed to procure a different variety of potions, especially the kind that can revitalize magical power, as mana options are an option. And does Raikomo usually on his end, like actually I'm gonna rephrase the question, because Chivis, obviously Pastor's creation, is also present more often than not, and generally all around, so to speak. Would Raikomo have any personal thoughts about this humanoid plant creation?
No. He'd just be like, well, just another peculiarity of hope.
Alright. But sees it as Just co-worker?
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, just
Okay.
fellow follower.
Alright. Okay.
May I post your son's art?
Yeah, sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the art sale was they're like, okay, I think I know who done this.
Yeah.
Is that a Cali original?
That's a me.
Although, to be fair, there was also like a part of my mind going like, someone really did level up his art skill.
Yeah.
That would be extremely impressive.
To go from little fruit guy to this, very impressive.
Very impressive.
I mean, hey, practice makes perfect. Give me a second. Options. And just to confirm, the usual day for Raikomo is pretty much, more often than not, is following and assisting Pastor. Would that be a
Correct.
correct assessment, or?
Yes, you are correct.
Right. Well, sadly, Derp isn't here, at least for today's session. But the work proceeds uninterrupted for the most part until there's also probably something Recom would have become accustomed to because it's not like a matter of days, but probably a longer period of time that you are working together and following Pastor. That several plants in the garden seem to almost stand to attention, as their reaction indicates the change in disposition and sudden focus that goes through Chivis. And she will look at you, and in light, like flowy voice, will say, "There seems to be a disturbance near one of the gates. May I trouble you in assessing the situation with your own eyes, dear Raikomo?"
Easily. I will head there with most haste. And he just starts running the direction that they point. And if they don't point, they'll just start heading back in the direction the opposite of the way they're going.
Yeah, they give information like which gate is it, and if you'll be unsure, remember to seek my plans. They will always guide your way.
Oh, okay.
Also, I like the sound, the voice effect.
No, yeah, thank you. But yeah, I guess he'll like literal flowers or like what?
I mean, not only flowers that can be flowers, just various plants that can be shaped in a way that they can quite literally point direction.
Okay.
As yeah, because even through handout I described, but it's not only like bio light emitters, but through that time, pretty much Chivis made like entire network throughout the city. She's pretty much connected to, if not all, then most of the plants existing within the City of Hope.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
As Raikomo trundles through or dashes through the City of Hope. Probably, even though still at this point in time, although it's like up to you, like final call, I would say, while he's not completely new sight, there are still some folks that are like looking around, because mask like this, like look like this, is not something usual. There's still something unique and unusual. So I imagine Icon would still be gathering some glances.
Yeah, he'll look around just as he's passing through. Well, honestly, he'd be very. I'm just gonna do a perception, but my perception's really high, and even though I'll do it at disadvantage because
Actually,
he's really
sorry, maybe I said some. My intent wasn't clear. It's not like I'm not asking if like Raikomo is looking around. Mostly, I was confirming that even though Raikomo is in the City of Hope for a while, his looks still sometimes garner attention. Like people are like looking at him because of the mask mostly.
mask.
That's his face, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just what he looks like. Yeah,
That's just it's how he is.
Yeah, that's why. He'd look confused if people look at him. He's like, "Why are they staring?" But okay, then
I
just keep
mean,
running.
probably he's not exactly a common occurrence. These type of people. So.
Yeah, no, but he's also really dumb. So he's wise enough to understand that they're staring at him because they're unique. But he's also like, it doesn't matter.
They try not to. Like be, most of them at least try not to be too rude about that.
I thought I changed it. Let me just double check.
Shit. Right, as Raikomo is approaching the site of the commotion, let us jump to Winona, as we find Winona in a different place. An unusual place. As Winona, we begin the scene with you walking through a corridor. There are no doors to your sides. You do not seem to see the beginning or the end. Half of the corridor is covered in pure yellow, while the other half is covered in crimson, red crimson, or crimson red, I suppose I should say. And my question to you is this the first time that this particular dream has happened, or is this something that's been tormenting you for a longer while?
Let me just flip a coin for fun. This has happened before. This is not a new dream for Winona.
There are whispers at the edge of your perception, never enough to pick up specific words, but just loud enough to bother you all the same. And even though there's nothing coming from either side, there is this underlying apprehension, this primal fear that there is something lying in wait. But waiting for what? If you stand still or if you walk, the corridor doesn't change. It's still this singular path without beginning or end. At least for now. Fiona, you can give me... there will be like no mechanical consequences even if you roll low. Actually, I'm gonna give you a choice. You can either decide that at some point you wake up, or some portion of you tries to push for insight, understanding. And in that case, I would have to ask of you for, well, your call between wisdom saving throw or sanity saving throw.
Let's go with wisdom on this. For a classic wisdom save. Alright, 18, not bad.
Okay. Alright. So some part of you... Actually, before I continue, just question... how much would you say Winona would count as a lucid dreamer or not?
I would say, given like her religious kind of background, I'd say she's pretty lucid dreamer. Just having received visions before and all that, dreaming isn't all that different.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, the whispering for a moment seems to stop. And then basically this, like, even if you walk this corridor in this dream, seem to constantly like elongate itself. That stops. And the darkness that covers the corridor in front of you seems to coalesce and solidify before it's starting to turn into, let's see, 1, 2, 1 red, 2 yellow. All right. Before the coloration of the corridor and the darkness in front starts to shift to full yellow, and a form starts to slowly manifest. A mask, a robe, a throne, almost like a ruler gazing down upon its vassal. You see this. Be specific. But you realize this ruler is not sitting down alone. And as you see something terrible, something unearthly, twisting and bending behind the throne, you hear one thing. Yes. Winona, with those words echoing in your head, you will be awakened by one of the fellow grave workers waking you up.
Hmm. She'll kind of groggily kind of rub the sleep and the vision from her eyes and sit up to, greet and talk to the person who has woken her.
Winona, are you alright? I keep telling you that you are pushing yourself too hard. I know the recent weeks have been tough, but please, you can always tell when you need more rest. No one will have that against you. And for context, because of the recent troubles with a Night Lord or someone of power attacking the city, there seem to be more casualties than usual. Which means the gravekeepers have more work, including Winona. Yes.
Well,
Do you respond in any way?
yes, that's like again, just like getting herself ready to get out of bed and such and prepare for the day. So she answers him with, "Well, one can always push more in this line of work. It's good to get back from my cloister and return to work with the rest of you. It's not like I'm unwilling to work with others, seeing as I've been alone for so long. Nearly a year, was it? So much has changed since then."
Yes, much has changed, but really, like no one will have it against you if you just take a breather ever so often. I mean, it's fine if you're like in the bed. I always imagined that basically they shook you awake, that you are not in bed, like basically took a nap, like almost lost consciousness from fatigue, like working on something else.
Oh yeah,
But
I imagine she's just like lying on her bed, like she's like on top of the blankets, like fully clothed. Like she just lied down and then
oh yeah,
they
yeah,
wake her.
that works as well. Yeah, very exhausting day. Yeah, because also like usually the typical work shift is like in 12 hours because of that's how like pulses happen. Because there's no sun, there's no regular day and night cycle. That jazz. Well, if you say so, but try to look after yourself, okay? It's not no use getting. It's not use working yourself to death.
Yes. Death. Well, shall we get to the business of it? Once we finish up with the recent arrivals, then maybe I'll take some rest. Depends on how quickly I'm needed after.
As it turns out, something pops up that might require your attention right now. Someone else from the guard comes by and asks if any one of you will be free to, just in case if more medical aid was needed.
She'll go with him, like, I'll follow, you lead to where I'm needed.
Right, well, let's hope it will not get to anything. Come along, and the guard will be leading you towards the site of commotion. And we cut to the last but not least, Sasa.
I am here.
A while before, or a longer while before, you had a visitor. Nevin has visited you once again, looking even more stressed out. And mention first of all, I mean, obviously the previous what I wrote in the campaign premise, like that happened. However, he visits you again. Would Sasa actually like let him in? Be open to this visitation, or do you send him away without listening?
Well, I probably will ask, what the fuck are you doing here?
Look, I'm starting to feel that, not that he might not be suspecting anything, but I'm. Look, I'm trying to give you information, giving you today what's going on. Do you have any idea to this situation other than hope it goes by?
I am sorry, like out of character, I did not understand the question.
Okay. Right. I mean, that was in character because Nevin has trouble forming coherent thought. Look.
Okay, then
Beforehand.
in that case,
Look, beforehand. I was mentioning I have no full information what magic he has exactly, but he definitely seems to have some sort of divination, I think they call it. And is still looking. Do you hope for the best, or are you taking any steps of, like, you know...
oh, I get it now. I get
making
it.
sure you're fine?
Let me see what I can do real quick, because I don't know if I have this equipped right now. I don't know if the spell magic works against. I don't know if he's using anything I could dispel.
From what you know, while there are some magics that if they affect specifically you, like scrying for example, if you see it then you could dispel it. However, you can give me Arcana check. Let's see what more information I can give you. Alright.
19.
Well, 19, even though like divination is not your main school of magic, like does Sasa has like a single divination spell in her repertoire?
Do I have divination spells? I mean,
okay, identify.
I have identify. I have detect magic. I could detect magic and then dispel magic.
Yes,
That's
but
right.
with a 19, even if you do not know the specific names and all the details, you do know that there are some divination spells that can give you answers information without specifically affecting you. Like above the
Okay.
board, I'm talking about stuff like commune or
Like the big ones, big ones.
yes.
Okay. Then I will say, just what do you want? I will like kind of just like pull him into the house.
I mean, yeah, if you like welcome him in, because remember he's a vampire spawn, so he needs
Yeah,
to
I
be.
know that it will be me welcoming him, letting him in.
I'm not. I do not know why he's so fixated, but I just feel that whatever it is, it has to do with you.
Ooh.
He's all about information. Beckett, the one that, well, changed me. Vampires have very specific. Well, okay, differently. Vampires usually, well, blood and stuff. That's our usual hunger, but he is different. He, for all the time I'm with him, he's not drinking blood. It's almost like he craves, he satiates his hunger with something else. And imagine, knowledge. It's like, by the light itself, it's almost like if you go to the nice place with food, when you have your favorite food and they dangle it in front of your face and you cannot have it. He's almost behaving like that. And I'm just saying,
Alright.
like, if you figure something out, I don't know if he's wrong or not, but he's getting more and more fixated on this area.
And you came here because you figured that out?
I came here because he seems to be so fixated that he's not noticing little details like me going off on my own, Look, the choice I made where I am right now is, you can have your opinions, but I don't want you or anyone else, get fucked up because of this.
Well, my opinion is that you're still a low coward that decided to hide instead of fight, but I appreciate the information and I will do everything to be careful. Just if it's true and it's obsessed over this, then you need to keep safe first too. And Satra has like a sudden moment of like, I don't know what to say. She will say, I will search for the people that can help, and we'll keep that in check.
I would have hoped that he would also be still distracted by this another Night Lord. He's very actually tight-lipped about it, but he's not weak, but he didn't really not moving to deal with this issue. Like,
So another Night Lord.
I mean, yeah, what he says is that it's not Beckett that's attacking the city. Remember the
Yeah, it's the horseman.
Yeah, the heraldry of the like horsemen, the undead that are attacking, is the twisted mockery of the heraldry that Captain Tom Lastimosa has.
I will say, and both of them are looking for the City of Hope. Great.
I mean, they already found it, but they are not.
Well, trying to get it, I did like, yeah, that was like out of character. That's
Yeah.
what I meant. That like
Yeah.
coming for the City of Hope.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like, well, he's a Night Lord, but he, you know, enemy of my enemy is, well, maybe not my friend, but look, something to
Or
think
ally.
about. Like, you are more smarter than me and most of the people in town, I suppose.
Thanks, I guess. She will like rub her face. You will start to see her like funny legs start to like shift when she start getting distracted, thinking really hard. She'll say, "Do you have anything else that's important?"
Well, that, I would just say, like, my gut feeling tells me whatever has been working in your advantage, I wouldn't count on it working indefinitely. Like, trust me, Beckett is using a lot of magic every day, every pulse that I see. He's asking all the kinds of questions from the 1 or 2 times that I have witnessed him meditating. And it feels like if it's knowledge he seeks, he calls himself the Lord of Knowledge. So I'd try to prepare as best as possible, I suppose.
She'll say, "We will. You should go back. I don't want you missing to raise an alarm."
Right. Then he will be taking his leave. You can give me a perception check.
Oh, that's a good one.
Alright, nice. So as he steps outside and you like close the door, you can hear shit. Okay, all's way. And then like faster, like step, like in the distance as he's walking away. And then not too long afterwards, a couple minutes, Ward,
Just for reference.
yeah,
Sorry. Just for reference, I'm going to immediately grab. Like, I assume I've had my bag of holding always with me where I have the book.
yeah, that's all right.
I will make sure that, like, tied up, like she's panicking. She will go shit, and just like double knot it into her waist.
Right. And then not too long afterwards, either you hear it if you like walking around, or the word reaches your ear that there's a commotion happening at one of the inner gates. Quite close by to your living quarters. To your home, I suppose, because that's where you usually spend time and research.
Tata will get startled. I don't remember how to say it, but he will get scared and then like look through the window, see someone from the night watch, and ask, "Everything okay?"
Protector Sarif caught someone, an intruder of some kind. Umpire, he says, beyond Hyler trying to check things out. And it's like fair distance away, just so that you do not have like direct line of sight on this. But like the word reaches your ears relatively quickly.
Alright, so I will go. Shit. Okay, I'll be there in a second. Like, oh, this idiot.
Say idiot. Give me. You had a good perception check. Give me either religion or flat intelligence or flat wisdom.
My
Skill check.
intelligence is better.
Alright, 18.
Oop.
Well, you say that idiot, and then you like think, okay, he walked away from your house. Why didn't he? He cursed, and then he didn't. You heard him walk away. Last time you didn't hear him walk away. There was like a flapping of wings, as most vampires, including the spawn, can shapeshift. That didn't happen. Alright. I mostly put you in the similar spot, but you do not have to like arrive from the same location. It's either like the road upwards or the road downwards. Right, and I forgot to set any sort of ambience. Shit.
Where would we arrive from, Starsky? Which
Shadow.
side?
Shadow.
Hmm?
Can you drag and drop a horse and give me ownership? Thank you.
And my horse.
I will make him talk. Where do you wanna arrive from? There were no reverse card.
I feel like we would have gotten lost because of me, so we would actually be coming
Mhm.
from the bottom.
Okay, then we'll do that.
We totally could have came from the top street, but I was like, no, but I think it's this way. And you would just do it because you didn't want me to have
I'd be
like a
like,
toddler
okay,
tantrum.
sounds good. Him be like, all right, let's try this way. Like, very nice.
Like maybe this way is faster. Who knows?
It added
he
a whole
does
30
know.
minutes.
Yeah.
Church, I remember I have the whole folder of Puck images for Sasa.
Oh my god, yeah.
The ones that I
what?
took when we were reading Berserk. Oh my god. I think this is still my
Do you
favorite
know
one.
Puck from Berserk, the little fairy?
No.
We took a lot of
Yeah.
different little pictures of Puck's facial expressions, and that's what we used for Sasa
Oh my
in our
God.
brains. We were like, this is them.
Yeah, that's amazing. Alright. Yeah, so feel free to position yourself as you enter the scene at roughly the same time. You either can, again, go from up there, or from where I put you, or from down below us. There are some folks gathered about in their own discussions.
We cannot move. Game is paused.
Game's paused, yeah.
Apologies.
Thank you.
I think my house is on the east, so I'm gonna be here.
I have to walk partially on the road, partially on the sidewalk. I saw that. That was great.
Oh my god, Rolf! Oh my god. Or boy.
Are we
Wait, you
rolling for
see?
something? Did I
How the-
miss a roll requirement?
That was so weird. No, we are not in combat currently, and as you are approaching, you do not need a perception check to hear that the commotion and very heated discussion seems to be coming from this direction.
Detective, loud noises that way, points with a great axe and Prunk at the same time.
Well, let's go.
Inches
let's
forward.
fucking go.
Inches forward with horse.
Skrr.
I hate
Has
this.
horse.
I hate this so
Listen,
much.
I'm gonna fucking get a token. Okay, leave me alone. I'm making it as we speak.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
not moving all the NPC tokens, but you can imagine that, especially as Ibram is coming by, they are
I have to go around people.
they are giving way because they do not want to be fucking trampled.
I'm just apology. I struggle with the word apologies, but I've heard you say it before, so I'm trying to be polite.
All G.
All G's, ma'am and sir. All G's.
Yeah, as we be getting closer, you can start picking up the discussion. Now, look, Protector, there's really no need to be hasty. It's been a while since I saw Nevin as one of my men. It's obvious that things have changed, but I would like to ask him. To which Sarif answers, almost like light almost blazing from his mask in honor of his Asimar of Vengeance glory. There is nothing to ask. The taint, the corruption is very clear. Whatever happened to him while he was gone, there's only one course of action. We do not tolerate those that contend with the powers of darkness. I can explain. Nevin, who is barely hanging to consciousness, looking all beaten and stabbed the fuck up, is on like the verge of losing consciousness, being gripped tightly by Sarif, tries to explain himself, and this is the scene that you are arrived to.
I guess Asa will be the first one to speak. She will approach and she will say, "And a werewolf saved all of our asses last time. Did you know that? Are you going to kill him too?"
That horse.
Werewolves have proven to be adequate, at least the one that you are speaking of. This is a vampire spawn.
And another werewolf tried to kill me and all of my family. So what do we do with that? We call it neutral?
He's right. We shouldn't make such hasty decisions.
I'm gonna just lean near detective's ear, and I'm just gonna go, what's happening? Are we killing? Are we bonking?
Not yet.
Okay. I nod. Pulls out net.
And I will say, what happened, Seraph? Well, I do know his name, right? Yeah, I do know his name.
Yeah, Protector Sarif. This infiltrator has been found trying to sneak their way through the defenses. He was apprehended, and I was getting ready to enact just punishment. Because only death should await those that contend with evil. And I keep saying you, Protector, even if he's AWOL, he was one of my men, and I would still like to question him.
I agree with this.
As someone who's probably worked with Protector Seraph, I would know he's kind of a hothead, right?
It's not a case of hot-headedness. Give me an insight roll.
You got it.
Can I roll? Because I'm seeing Detective Peer more aggressively at.
My poor son.
I mean, if you want to as well, then yeah, you can.
Why don't I see critical roll?
That's about apt, it seems.
Do you not see my roll? Is that what you
It
said?
did
Logan?
not. It did not place.
Yeah,
it
I did not see a
place
roll.
it.
It's
Oh,
just
I rolled a
forward.
9.
Oh,
I don't know
Detective,
why.
we don't know what's going on, do we?
It's under. Okay, I got it. Here, I'll roll again, but just to check if it's.
a
Holy
one.
crap!
Wow.
Okay, but now you
Remember,
can see
are
it,
you
so
okay?
we're good.
Right, I can reveal
No.
because you had it set at private GM
Yeah,
roll, so
I rolled a 9 for the last one, so it still would have been bad. But yes,
Oh, y'all both don't know what's going on. Aren't you
No
supposed to be
idea.
detectives?
sorry. Not right now, apparently.
Aren't there
Not
policies in
today.
Night Watch where we don't instantly put fellow Night Watch members to death?
That's not a Night Watch member. That's a vampire.
Do we not have rules that cause us to not instantly be judge, jury, executioner?
No, for
Yeah, that's the
undead.
problem. There isn't really much for Seraph and Tom right now. It's just what the fuck is going on situation.
Mhm.
We're- I'm just gonna. Can I? I want to do something so stupid, so bad.
uh,
I just want to.
hold that thought.
No,
There's
no.
one thing. Yes, tell him, Sasa, I'm double agent. I'm delivering information.
Ah, you motherfucker! That's what I did not want him to say.
I mean, would
I'm
you have
going
tried
to
to
look at
stop him?
Seraph.
Because he's
I'm
looking
going-
panicked, and he like started talking like if you had a feeling what he would have said, he would have tried to like.
I will try to give him the look of like keep silent if possible, but I don't know if I can at this point.
Yeah, give me an. It will not be super high DC. I'm saying that whisper S in a moment. It will not be super high DC, but give me an intimidation check.
Not very good. Wait, why isn't it showing? Ah, there we go, a 10.
I'm helping. Please tell them. I'm helping you. There's a reason why I'm here. It's like yes.
Can I incite the vampire?
Hold on,
And after that, I wanna speak up to Seraph again.
I think I'm missing
Seraph, I can
something.
Seraph.
I'll go ahead and dismount from Tyr and walk on over.
Can't really do
As
anything.
an
'cause
investigator of the
Rolf-
law.
Rolf is blocking me. I'm just like,
Yeah,
don't
well,
go too
Rolf
far.
is the most important guard in this entire city, so don't
Yes,
Oh,
do not step
do
on
not
Rolf.
step on him.
Sorry, big guy. Making way.
There you go.
Although
What's going on here?
As-
Detectives have questions.
you are getting closer, this will start getting into tense situation. So combat has not started. However, I'm gonna put you in turn order.
Oh boy.
This
God
isn't like,
damn it,
this
big
isn't
guy.
like combat initiative. This is just.
It's a
Tension
it's a
initiative right
it's
now.
a tense situation.
It's high
So we're-
stress.
Yeah, high
Yeah,
stress.
so we're
that's-
going into more of an RP initiative.
Shit's about to go
Oh, man, that's pretty
down.
good.
I love having advantage on initiative roll.
Okay, what is your
No, you
Hey!
motherfucker. Oh, I thought, okay, that's good. I thought it was the free.
Damn.
Ooh, nice.
I'm going first, even though I have got no idea who anyone is or what anything's going on. Perfect. I don't
First
know
roll in
anybody.
combat? I passed turn.
Quite literally, yes.
Are you just listening from down below the railing?
I'm above, I think, given the perspective, but
Yeah,
yes.
it's a wall, so we don't see it.
Yeah, I'm just like above, like sitting at the railing, just leering down at the situation.
Casually leaning over the railing, just like.
The best part is you wouldn't even see her face because she has that veil hanging from her hat covering her face because it's part of her uniform. So she's just this masked woman leering down at this group.
It's not ominous.
Nope, nothing about this character is ominous. She's just your
What's
friendly
up?
cleric.
All right.
Uh,
So
let me
before,
think.
so yeah, before getting into initiative order. So regarding the Yeah, that's a interesting veil. So yeah, for Dolan and Imbrem with that insight check, we are not really picking up anything from Tarf itself. He, like, from common knowledge from your work, he always was more like strict and intense than Lastimosa, than the captain. Regarding the question, that passive insight, it would, there would be a feeling that it's not like a instant thing, but Sarif seems to be more intense than usual. Part of it is that because Nevin was member of the Watch, yeah, back in season 1 he was one of the members of the advanced scouting party. But other, he is more more intense. I'm not gonna say the direct word because that would be too much for passive insight. However, I'm just gonna double check because Raikomo has very high passive perception, and that one bit is
Oh yeah, I do have that.
important. However, we're gonna get that in a moment because I just wanted to answer the stuff that happened before we got into that. So as the stand-up is happening and people are approaching, Sarif is armed alongside his direct underlings. No one is pointing weapons at anyone, but it's very clear that he, at least for now, considers that he has authority in the situation. Winona, do you do
I wouldn't
anything at
do
this point in
anything,
time?
but I do have to ask, is the guard who escorted me still with us, or did he, like, go join the group, I guess?
Yeah, we can say that it was one of the veterans.
It could just be one of the nebulous NPC guys who's just lingering around this, like, likely soon to be combat.
Yeah, there are probably like a few more people around in the scene. I just like didn't put all the tokens down, not to like clock area too much.
Oh yeah, no. I just